Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to R Squared Technology. I am your host Ryan, and let's get ready to SolidWorks. Happy Hump Day, everyone. Welcome back to another Wednesday video of a random object. We'll be yet again choosing a model from 3D Design Work. Their Instagram handle will of course be in the description below, where you can give them a follow and find the model that I'm working from here. And I will also have my Instagram handle linked as well, so you can give me a follow. So with that, let's work our way over this hump and get started. Alright, so with our past couple of models that we've been working with, I've been aiming to try to make the minimal amount of sketches required to do this model. So we're going to continue again with this one. So in this one, I'm going to say that I can pull it off in 3 sketches. Now, I said that in the last one and it ended up being 4 because of this rib. There's a rib in this one too, but I still think I can pull it off in just 3. So let's get to it. So unfortunately I don't get to start with my favorite front plane today. Instead we're going to the top plane, which my order of preference is front plane, top plane, and then right side view. But again, it doesn't matter what the preference is. What comes down to what actually makes sense if this was going into an assembly. Which way should this part face when you throw it into assembly to make it easier to put together? Now granted, you could make a part in any orientation you want and then manipulate it in an assembly, but you know, you can kind of get ahead of that by starting on a specific plane. Again, I'll get some assemblies going on for you eventually and you'll see what I mean. But for this, single part for now. So, top plane here. Let us first create, how do we want to do this here? We'll go a rectangle. We're in the sketch tab to do a rectangle. I'm doing just center rectangle. I always like to make the majority of the geometry have some center coincident to the origin. And let's see here, let's slap some things together. A radius of 40, which means that's 80. Pardon me, look at that, I forgot. These drawings are also in metric, so we'll come up to our options, document properties, go to units, switch to millimeter grams second, and click OK. Give it a moment to think about that, and we can go back over here into our features tree, and of course, go back and edit our sketch. Okay, so let's see, radius 40, that's a diameter of 40, so that center point is 130. There you are, 80. So this is 80 mils. This is, so it's 80 by 80. Scan my layout here. Okay. Now technically I could have done it with just one dimension, making it equal to, but just in case, kind of a verification here, I want to make sure of that. So then the next thing is, check this out. So before I do my arc, create a center line, throw it out here, and then what I'm going to do is, this is a center point dimension. Actually, they take it from back here, so why don't I duplicate that? 130 mil. Okay, then we have a circle here with a diameter of 40 mil. Lovely. And then I'll do it this way. Another one. This one's 80. Then from here we're going to do some lines that are going to be tangent. Actually, no, these will be coincident to the quadrants of the circle. Looking good. we're going to use our favorite friend trim entities here. It's looking good. And then what we're going to do is a whole bunch of line work in here. So we got 80, we got 38 in that. So we'll do is a center line this way. And also one this way. Kind of helps divide things up a bit here. So 38, 24, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a midpoint line here. I want to make sure it's got a vertical relation. I don't want it to be coincident, anything other than the midpoint coincident to this center line here. Then, well, as a matter of fact, I can make it coincident to these ends here. We're going to give offset of 24 mils. And then we got 40 that way. So we'll then take a square there. Alright, it's fine. We'll do this. One this way. And it's 40 overall for both sides, so 20. And then what we can do here, that's 38. Ooh, that may not give us the option to mirror, because 38 plus 24, 62, yeah. Not quite a mirror for that particular one, which is okay. But we can mirror this particular line here on this center line. And then what we can do here is another lovely midpoint. We'll make that coincident. Make sure it's got a vertical relation. Make it coincident. And then from here to there is 38 mil. Yeah, that wouldn't be quite a mirror. And then from here we have square. Now I should have, and I want to make sure this isn't on that center line, coincident to that. Only go coincident and horizontal relation there. Now I should have arguably drawn this, then this first. It's okay. So I'm going to press Control. I'm just going to grab the endpoint of this line and the endpoint of that line and give it a horizontal relation. That way if I were to ever change this dimension, it matches this. Then I'm going to mirror this about that same center line. Again, it'll change this entire gap. Let's see here. And look at all this tricky geometry. So we actually have quite a few quadrants. We could have done it, linked it together as such, but I'll make it kind of segmented to make it busy to achieve the same thing though, you'll see here. Looking good. Alright, now let's begin our most of it off of this first sketch. So features, we'll go boss extrude, we'll do this base, and that is going to be 20 mil. We're going to do blind end condition here, this boss extrude. Then remember, that initial sketch, it gets absorbed over here by our boss extrude. It's still usable. Boss extrude. And now what I can do is I'll grab all of this. Actually, we'll take that. We're going to grab these four here. It goes up 100 mil. Oops, not 10. A little overzealous on typing there. 100 mil. Okay. Then we'll grab the same sketch. We're going to do a boss extrude. And we're going to grab these areas here. And then we're going to choose a different end condition. we'll make these 4 pillars, if you will, kind of the driving overall dimension for these heights. So I'm going to do an offset from surface for my end condition. We'll choose, sure, this end. It's going to be a 20 mil. Make sure it's offsetting down. Okay, good. Looking good. Control S, saving often. Control S, save and name your part at the beginning, please. Just do it. Promise it only helps you. Then we're going to take our sketch again, do another boss extrude. And this whole center section here, I want the same end condition, offset from surface. That's 48. And why not drive it off this side? This face here. I could do it off of any one of these 4 top pieces. Wouldn't really matter. 48. Because all of those I have extruded at the same 100 millimeter. So everything will change equally. These are things to keep in mind, right? Keep in mind what drives what, and when you change one extrusion, does it change everything else in your part predictably and as you would want it to. So 48 mil. Alright, Control S. I'm going to hit the space bar and bring it isometric for a moment. It looks like they actually made this on the right plane, which is why when you find this sketch, you're going to see that mine isometrically has a different view. Still the same part though. So now what we're going to do is bring the front plane normal to. I'm going to choose the front plane. I'm going to go into sketch. And then we're going to draw. Goes out 25. So I'm going to blind draw this for a moment on that top part. You'll see where I'm going with this. So smart dimension. This is going to be 25 mil here. Okay. This is going to close the bottom part. And then I'm going to rotate it, pressing and holding the center scroll wheel of the mouse. I'm taking this endpoint, press Control. I'm grabbing this edge specifically, and we'll pierce it in this case. It'll give me the relation I want as far as its height. So I'm going to close the dialog, hit Control 8 to bring it back normal to. We need to close up this sketch so we don't end up with a funky thin feature extrusion. Right click, select. We then come over here, simply boss extrude. And now we're going to choose a mid plane with a thickness of 10 mil. Click OK. I assure you, it did something there. There's our rib. So this is all sketch 1. Here's sketch 2. And then we're going to finally top it off. I'm going to click this face, Control 8, bring it normal to. And then we're going to enter into a sketch. I'll make a center line from here going up. Right click, select. Then we'll do a smart dimension. This is the center point of this arc. And it is 20 mils high. Radius of 24, which is 48. So what I'll actually do here, let's do the arc first, because I didn't use the arc command for that. So I'm going to do this 3-point arc, and I'll even make it a little wobbly, because what I like to do with 3-point arcs is take both endpoints of the arc and the center point, and I'm going to give them a horizontal relation. Then I'm going to take the center point of the arc and give it a coincident relation to this endpoint of the construction line here, like such. Then we can slap a radius of 24. Then we can drop 2 lines down here, and we want them to be vertical and tangent. I'm going to pick up this reference line here, like such. Select, fully defined. We love fully defined. And then from here, since I did this on this end face here, I'm going to go into an extruded cut. I'm going to choose up to surface end condition because I don't want it to go forever, even though I could. You could choose through all if you want, or you could choose up to surface, select this, click OK. I'm going to hit the space bar and bring it back isometric again. let's do one thing here. Ooh, I don't want to do markup. Let's go evaluate tab. So I have a measurement and I want dual units activated. Radius is 40 mil. Okay, good. It looks a little bit bigger than the drawing, but it's not. It's in check. And this is kind of showing you, like I say, this is a great feature to always use here and there. Evaluate tab, just measurement, little tape measure, pretty straightforward there. You could click a line and click these two faces. 40 mil width, looking good. So that is the part right there. And of course, over the feature tree here, let's choose a material, edit the material. We made the last item wooden, so yeah, let's go plastics and let's just do straight ABS. And there you have it. Of course, we'll do real view graphics. Give a little bit more spice. You can see a little bit of texturing here. It's even better when you have the premium version. So there it is, folks. That is all I have for you in this hump day video. Hopefully everybody's making it through the week all good. As always, thank you for watching. I'll catch you next Wednesday for yet another random object. Could be from the same Instagram page. Kind of favor these people. But maybe I'll just make something up in my head next time. Just for fun. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. Until then, take care, and I will see you next time.